We start with a major update in the Charlie Kirk assassination case. President Donald Trump just announced this morning that a suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson from Utah, was turned in by his own father. This stunning development has raised new questions about the motive behind the brutal killing of the Turning Point USA founder at Utah Valley University. Let's break down every detail of this unfolding investigation. I'm Joseph Morris, and don't forget to like and subscribe. This morning, President Donald Trump went on Fox and Friends and revealed that a suspect in Charlie Kirk's murder is in custody, turned in by his father through a minister connected to law enforcement.
Yesterday, you were at the 9/11 memorial. We were all watching that. Yeah. J.D. Vance was supposed to be with you. He went out to be with Charlie Kirk's family and to get the body back to his hometown in Arizona. And you said you were going to award him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is very nice of you. Any updates on this suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued, and we all don't get sued, and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody, right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. You know, getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant that was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
Mr. President,
he's in custody.
Your suspicion was that he was radical left. And now you have more information. What can you share with us about his ideology?
Yeah, Lawrence, let me just, and by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job. What's going on here?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I said you were going to do well. Yeah, I think that I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned him, you know, they said, whoa. It's interesting where we had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him. And essentially went to the father, went to a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way. And the person was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And brought him to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but you know, I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in. As I'm walking in, they said, looking real good. They have the person that they wanted. So you have breaking news, don't you? Huh?
Thank you.
You always have breaking news, Ainsley. Right. Sean's going to be very disappointed that we're not doing it on his show.
He'll be very thankful and appreciative of the police officers that got this guy.
They did a great job. Everybody worked together. Pam Bondi is incredible, by the way. People don't know what a star she is. She's incredible. And it all worked out.
Could I ask you just some clarification? So a pastor was able to turn him in, or they got the family of the shooter to turn them in?
Well, it was a minister, and the minister went to a minister who was involved with law enforcement, by the way. And his good friend is a top U.S. Marshal, and they took it from there. And then it was a father got involved, namely his father, and said, we got to go in. And they, so I understand it. And again, subject to change, but you know, the facts are the facts. We have the person that we think is the person we're looking for. But they drove into the police headquarters, and he's there now.
Did the father know about what the son had done?
I don't know. I'm going to let you get all those questions later, because I can't tell you how accurate. The bottom line is they have somebody that they think did it.
Let's hope they got the guy this time, because there was 2 other arrests and they weren't the right guy. But I have a good feeling about this one. What do you guys think? Do you think they got the guy? So Trump said, quote, "I think with a high degree of certainty we have him. I hope he's going to be found guilty and I hope he gets the death penalty. What he did, Charlie Kirk was the finest person and he didn't deserve this," end quote. Law enforcement sources confirmed to the Post the suspect is 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, a Utah local. Authorities scheduled a press conference for later today to share more, marking a major step forward in this case. So let's go back to Tuesday. Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old co-founder of Turning Point USA, was speaking at Utah Valley University in Orem during his American Comeback Tour. Around 12:20 p.m., in the middle of a Prove Me Wrong debate with 3,000 attendees, Charlie was answering a question about transgender mass shooters when a single gunshot rang out. Video footage captured him clutching his neck as blood poured out, collapsing as the crowd scattered in panic. He was rushed to Tipanagos Hospital in a private SUV for emergency surgery, but didn't survive. The shot came from the roof of the Losi Center, about 200 yards away, authorities confirmed. Right after the shooting, a massive manhunt kicked off, involving the FBI, Orem Police, Utah Department of Public Safety, and Utah Valley University Police. That evening, FBI Director Kash Patel announced a person of interest was in custody, but hours later, he clarified that 71-year-old George Zinn was released after questioning. Another individual was briefly detained for obstruction, but also cleared. The FBI set up a tip line, 1-800-CALL-FBI, urging the public to share footage or tips as the shooter remained at large. The next day, the FBI held a press conference unveiling critical evidence. Surveillance footage showed a figure in a black hat, sunglasses, and long-sleeve shirt sprinting across the Losi Center roof, climbing down and vanishing into a wooded area. Investigators recovered a Mauser 30-06 bolt-action rifle wrapped in a towel nearby, with cartridges engraved with transgender and anti-fascist phrases, sparking questions about the shooter's motive. Palm prints, a Converse shoe imprint, and forearm smudges were collected as well, and the FBI offered a $100,000 reward for information, leading to the suspect's capture. Over 130 tips came in, but no suspect was identified until today's announcement. So what do you think about those engraved cartridges with transgender and anti-fascist phrases? Are they a real clue to Tyler's motive or just a distraction to mislead investigators? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to see what you think. Vigils are happening across the country from Arizona to Florida as supporters grieve. I'm just happy we're getting justice for Charlie Kirk and his family. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe and leave a comment, because I try to read every single one. Bye, guys.